Okay. Can you see my screen?
Yes, madam.
Yes.
Yes.
Very good. Okay. Who have heard this Maxim before? Pernah dengar tak Maxim ni?
Nah.
Pernah.
Nah.
Pernah? Pernah dengar?
Yes.
Yes,
What does it mean?
madam.
Yes, madam.
Yes, madam.
Okay. So this Maxim is very straightforward. If we can or maybe if we can finish up this Maxim, then we can continue next Maxim after this. Okay. This Maxim is very straightforward. Only two words here. Al-darar yuzal. What is al-darar?
Ham.
Okay. Mudarat. So in Malay word we call mudarat. Mudarat is from the Arabic word basically. Darra. Okay. Which is mudarat jugalah ham. Okay. And then yuzal from the word zala. What is zala? Nuzul Quran. Penurunan Quran. Fall. Okay. Or to be eliminated. Okay. Al-darar yuzal. Okay. Harm is to be eliminated. Okay, so darra yadurru is to harm or damage or injure or to be harmful. And then based on Al-Butin scholars, Muslim scholars, it means anything that impedes the achievements of benefit. He basically relates this harm when it becomes harm when it affect the objective of the Sharia, the maslahah. Okay, the benefits or the maslahah of the ummah. Okay, when it affect because the maqasid syariah, the five elements of maqasid syariah, for example, the property, al-mal. So when some things occur or affect our property, in the high level of maslahah, because level of maslahah we have daruriyah, hajiyah and tahsiniyah. It is a high level which is daruriyah, which mean when it is affect our property, it will make us we cannot live in like a property. I may relate to the house, for example. If somebody do something to our house, maybe for example our house get fired or burning, okay, terbakar, so it is harmful because the house is one of the harta or the mal, one of the element in maqasid syariah. Okay, something that may affect the five elements of the maqasid syariah. Basically, that five element is related to human life that may affect our life, our mal, okay, and then our progeny, for example. Okay, that it is called harm. Okay, that one is according to Al-Buti, the Muslim scholars. This harm that is talked about by the Maxim here, that's harm that achieve the high level of maslahah, okay, daruriyah. And then darar, harm also, it can be public and private harm. Public harm is harm that affect the public entirely. Okay, let's say COVID-19, it affect the whole society, isn't it? So then we call it harm. Harm, public harm. And then private harm, harm that affect our own or personal life, individual life. Okay, so individually, it is private harm, occurred or yet to occur, a form of munkar, something that is opposite to the Sharia, something that is opposite to our religion. Okay, it is also a kinds of harm that should be eliminated. Okay. Okay, then harm. Okay. Wait, this harm, it is encompass half of the Sharia. Allah give a ruling either to secure benefits or prevent harm. Okay, so basically half of the Islamic law talk about basically to reduce harm. Okay, because the purpose of the Islamic law is to safeguard our life. Okay, maslahah ammah. Okay, to bring benefit to all humankind, to all in this world, all creations, Allah's creations in this world. So that is why something that is harmful, it is not tolerated. Okay, so Allah give a rulings either first one we secure the benefits, okay, and then prevent harms. So these two basically talk about to bring maslahah to all, to us. Okay, so to secure benefit and at the same time we prevent harm. Okay, so the applications of this maxim will result in achievements of the prime objective of the Sharia. So the ultimate objective is to achieve the 5 elements of the Sharia lah. Huh? So the maxim is applicable to harm which fulfill the following criteria. So these are the criteria of harm. When harm and then where we can uh, practice this maxim. Okay, harm should be eliminated. Okay, the first one is the harm should be confirmed and certain. Okay, it is not something that is planned or something that is you imagine. It is not happened yet. No. Okay, if it is not happened yet, so you cannot exercise this maxim lah. Like say your friend said to you that tomorrow I assumption kan. Tomorrow I assume there will be a Ramadan month. Assumption. Masuknya bulan Ramadan tomorrow based on your friend's just assumption. So when the tomorrow comes and then no other proof, then you just believe your friends. Then your fasting will not be valid lah, because it is based on assumptions. But for the month of Ramadan, basically the authority will find the proof where the Ramadan is coming, isn't it? So we have to confirm. Then they confirm, they make announcement. So it is confirmations that tomorrow or the next day will be Ramadan. Okay. So it is confirmed, then we can perform the fast lah. Okay. Or this one we talk about harm. Maybe your friends presume that assume that tomorrow the hot weather will be increased 60 Celsius, for example. So that today or today you do not want to to go out for performing Friday prayer, for example, because of the assumptions only. So it is not confirmed. Okay, so the harm should be confirmed. The degree of Celsius must be confirmed by the authority, and it is happen so that we can perform, like say, then so that we can exercise the the rusa. Okay. And then the harm must be excessive, something that is very excessive, that may affect our life, that may affect our family. Okay, the harm must be excessive, not just a very small harm, like you used to be in the air conditioner, aircon house to get a very cold. But if and then because of the weather is just a bit of hot, but it's not excessive, then you pretend, or not pretend lah, um then you do not want to go out to perform the Friday prayer. So it is not excessive yet. to enable you to perform the Zohor prayer, the Friday prayer at homes. Okay, or like nowadays, because of the COVID-19, it is too harmful that may affect our life, so that the authority allow us to perform the Friday prayer for the men Muslim at home. Okay, if the COVID-19 is not too excessive, just very not so harmful, just a normal virus. So you still need to go out to perform the Friday prayer. Okay. Uh, and then the third one, the harm must be unjustified or unlawful. Okay, the harm must be unjustified or unlawful lah. I take this one unlawful ni. Okay, the harm that's opposite to the Sharia. So basically, we have to eliminate it. Okay, like people force us to eat the pork, for example. So it is unlawful. Okay, and it is also a kind of harm jugalah sebab maybe there is a side effect of that meat. Okay, or the situations where we force, not we force lah, it is unlawful we buy apa nama dia, um, unlawful, it is unlawful also from our law, Malaysian law, for example, to buy a weapon. Okay, it is why we want, it is unjustified. Okay, why we want to buy the weapons. Okay, and then it's also unlawful. Islam also don't prohibit us to buy something that is harmful. Okay, so and then unjustified why we want to buy it. So it must be removed. Ad-darar yuzal. Harm must be removed so that we are not allowed to buy the weapon because no justifications, no valid reason why we want to buy the weapon unless we are attacked. It is war in our country and then we are attacked by our enemy, and then we must prevent our life, protect our life. Okay, so it is justified that we must buy the weapon to protect our life. So in this case, it is unjustified why we want to hold it, buy it. So that must be, and it is harmful, that must be yuzal, avoid. And then the next one is the harm must interrupt a valid maslahah. So from the example of buying weapons also, basically it may affect the maslahah. Maybe we will use it uh, for other intentions like to kill others. So it's already affect the maslahah, the benefits of all the society itself. It will be danger, isn't it? Okay, if we buy the weapon. Okay, at the Western country also, even they are allowed to buy the weapon, but they have to apply for the license, and then they can bring the weapons everywhere. But when they meet a policeman, for example, or the authority, they have to inform them that they actually bring the weapon with them. Okay, so the purpose of buying the weapon, there must be a valid reason. Okay, we cannot simply use it. Okay, so and then because of the weapon is harmful, so it is must be dropped or yuzal. It must be avoid. Okay, and then the jurists consider the maxim to be fundamental to financial transactions. So in the context of financial transactions, this maxim also essential. Okay, so surah apa ni? Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Ya ayyuhallazina amanu la ta'kulu amwalakum bainakum bil batil. Do not consume one another's wealth wrongly, bil batil. Okay, rather let there be threat by mutual consent. So meaning that we are prohibit to bring harmful or to eat others' property or to take others' money wrongly, meaning that which will bring harm to them. Okay, so everything must be made by mutual consent. So mutual consent maksudnya it is fair to all parties. All parties know what happens. No hidden charge, no hidden intentions to make the transaction. Okay, so if we have a hidden charge, it will bring harm to them, and it is not allowed in Islam. Okay, so the consuming people's wealth, it will inflict harm. Okay, for example, riba, the bribery, the fraud, the deception, the gharar. So all these are all the kinds of harmful harm. Okay. So far clear with this maxim.
Okay, madam.
Yes, madam.
So these five elements of harm is very important. When it is happen, we must avoid it. We must eliminate the harm. So dalil from the Al-Quran and the Hadith in Surah Al-Baqarah verse 282. Okay, this verse talk about usually the accountant lah use this verse um, to make a record why we want to have accountant in a company, why accounting is very important. Because Allah want us to account, to write everything, all the transaction that happen. Okay, like in this verse, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Ya ayyuhallazina amanu iza tadayantum bidainin ila ajalim musamma faktubu. Okay, for those who believe, the believer, if you want to make a debt, okay, that wanted to be paid in the future, and then you need to faktubu. From the word kataba, what is kataba means?
Right.
Right. So we must make it written, write it down. Okay. Wal yaktub, and then please write bainakum, among you, katibun bil adli. Katibun is the agreement, penulisan. From kataba also tulis, penulisan bil adli, fair. Okay, wala ya'ba katibun an yaktuba kama ilmahullah falyaktub wal yumli lillazi alaihi alhaq wal yattaqillaha rabbahu. Okay, please do not have any of you have intentions that wanted to and then please make a witness. Okay, if you want to make agreement, please invite witnesses that becomes a witness, so that all the transactions will be right. Okay, so that is why in all the transactions, usually very serious transactions, we must get signature from witness. Kalau let's say you receive a scholarship from the government, so there will be column for witness, isn't it? Okay, so it is based on the ayah. Allah remind us or instruct us, if we want to make transactions, please make it written, and then please make agreement that is fair enough for all parties, and bring also the witness that is true witness lah, witness that can present the truth of the agreement, not witness that is just go to one side only. Okay, the witness also have the apa namanya, ciri-ciri dia. Okay. Okay, we just go to the last verse ni. Washhadu iza tabayatum wala yudarru katibun wala syahidun wa in taf'alu fa innahu fusuqum bikum wattaqullah wa ya'lama wa yu'allimukumullah wallahu bikulli syai'in alim. Okay, washhidu ni, what is from the root word washhadu? Washhidu
Syahada.
Syahada, saksikan, lihat. Okay. So the witness that see all the tabayak tu ni perjanjian, bai'ah. Bai'ah kan perjanjian, the agreement. Kan, saksikan perjanjian. Wala Rukatibun, please nulis so the witness, meaning that the parties that sign the agreement, please do not apa namanya, gertak the accountants and also the witness. Okay, okay. So I think from the word yudaru katibun wala syahidun. Dar, okay, this is harmful. Please do not bring harmful to the writer and also to the witness. Okay, wa in taf'alu, jika kamu buat, fa innahu fusuqum bikum, azabnya lah. Okay, wattaqullah wa yu'allimukumullah wallahu bikulli syai'in alim. Bertakwa kepada Allah. Okay, and also wa yu'allimukumullah, Allah tahu, apa yang kita buat. Wallahu bikulli syai'in alim. Okay, sure. Okay, so this ayah is relate to the transaction. So when we want to relate with the banking transaction, there will be accountant. So accountant should be independent, and then the any parties is not allowed to bring harm or to force the accountant to write something that is wrong. Okay, and also when we want to make agreement in the transaction, we must bring the witness. To witness lah, the witnesses, and also basically to ensure everything is done properly. Okay, so certain I think the Islamic banks, when they want to give us loan or financings, they ask us to sign the agreements, okay, and also to bring any witnesses, okay, to witness the contract, okay. And then in Surah Al-Baqarah also, verse 231, wa iza talaqtumun nisa afabalagna ajalahunna famsikuhunna bima'ruf aw sarrihuhunna bima'ruf wa la tamsikuhunna diraran lita'tadu wa man yaf'alu dhalika faqad zalama nafsah. Okay, wa la tattakhazu ayatullah tazkuru ni'matullah alaikum wa ma unzila alaikum minal kitab. Okay, so when you divorce a woman, do not hold on them with intent to harm them and commit aggression. So this surah, this verse actually remind the man, the husband who already divorce his wife. If you divorce your wife, then you should be fair to her. Please do not just hold the case for you to just you have intentions to bring harmful to her. Okay, let's say basically the case happened when they already divorced, and then basically in Malaysia they have to report the divorce in the court. So the thing is, one of the party here, the men basically do not want to settle it. So they just hold the case. They disappear. Because at the end of the day, when the case is settled, so they will be, they have to pay a certain amount of nafkah, okay, to his wife and also his children, okay, if they have, okay. So that is what they hold, and then they becomes unfair. So Allah remind him, remind the husband, please do not do like this. Okay, you will make them suffer. Because sometimes it is the intentions of the husband to make their wife suffer because of this. Okay, they do not settle, they do not want to settle the case and do not want to pay all the nafkah. Okay, so in the hadith narrated by Abu Sa'id al-Khudri, harm shall neither be inflicted or reciprocated. Everything pertaining to a Muslim is inviolate to another Muslim, his blood, his property, and his honor. So you are inflicted of harm. These three hadith actually. Okay. About the harm. Hmm. Okay, fake example. The first one is speeding over the limit. So speeding over the limit, it will cause accident and harmful to individuals and property. So these kinds of harm should be eliminated. Okay. Uh, okay. And then why? Because of harmful to the individuals and property, life. These two is two element in the maqasid syariah, life and property, wealth. Okay. And then tayammum is permissible for sick people or when there is no water. So because of no water supply in our place, for example, where is my cursor? I lose my cursor. Okay. Okay. So maybe because of no water supply in our place, maybe for a while, for about 1 month, 2 months, no water at all. So if we do not perform tayammum, how we want to perform our prayer? Because we have to take wudu using water, isn't it? Because of no water, we cannot perform a prayer. It will bring harm to our belief, our akidah, because we cannot perform our obligation. Okay, to as a prayer, because prayer is one of the pillars of Islam. Can so it will affect one of the maqasid element, which is a faith. Okay, so that is why tayammum is allowed to replace a water for us to continue worshipping our God, Allah. Okay. So and then marriage and relationship between husband and wife, um in the returning ujung as stated in Surah Al-Baqarah verse 231 yang I think just now the example, someone divorced his wife and then he reconciled with her, but his intention to reconciliation is so that he can cause is not allowed in Islam. So the intention is to bring harm. It is not okay. Uh, and then someone who wants to buy is not good at bargaining, and because of this, the seller sells at a very high price, more than it's worth. So this is prohibited. This is prohibited. According to Imam Malik, if the price exceeds a third of what is worth, it is considered harm. Because sometimes the seller will look at the buyer. They will disclose one price at the price tag, but it basically they will follow the buyer. If the buyer bargain the price, they will give. If the buyer just accept the price, they will not give the discounts. So it's basically it is unfair. It is unfair. So if the price is so high, double and triple of the capital that they use to produce the price, okay, so it's considered harm. Okay, so according to Imam Malik, if the price exceed 1/3 of what is worth, it is considered harm. Maksudnya too excessive price, too excessive will be bring harmful. And then burning rubbish on your own property on a windy day, this will cause harm to your neighbors. So it may cause a harm to the environment, air pollutions, and the people in the neighboring countries. So these types of harms should be eliminated. Okay. And then example in Islamic finance, no financings of weapons. So if you want to seek financings to buy weapons, no. None of the Islamic banks will offer these types of financing to you. I think even conventional banks pun dia tak akan bagi financings for weapons. no types of weapon financings. So it's totally will bring harm to the society. Yeah. And then credit checks before granting any financial facilities. For example, credit card, financing to ensure the person is able to pay the debts. Okay, what usually happens when we want to apply for credit card, so the bank to in order to because in the bank perspective the harm can be translated into risk, kan? Harm equal to risk. So they will check the background, the financial backgrounds of the customer to reduce their risk and also to to ensure that it is not risky. The customer is okay, no financial risk is brought by the customer. So they will do a credit checks before they give any financing facilities to the customer. So adara yuzal, harm or risk should be eliminated. Okay, same with the company, with the banks, with any company, they basically in the effort to reduce any risk, any types of risk. So it's parallel to the Islamic spirit. Harm should be eliminated because we do not we do not want harm. We basically want to avoid any risk, even to our individual life, isn't it? Okay, tak ada siapa pun suka risk tu or something that is harmful, kan? And then blacklist market players who has proven to engage in illegal practices like price hikings and hoarding and insider trading should be eliminated. Like central banks have a list of blacklisted investment company or gold investment company. They have a list of that blacklisted company, so we must avoid ourselves to make investment in that company. Okay, like apa nama dia, kumpulan apa tu? Macau scam
Macau scam.
Macau scam kan? Sebenarnya dah blacklisted dah by bank negara. But I do not know why people apa namanya termakan, get trapped with that investment. I think because of they are searching for apa nama huge money. Nak kaya sangat kan? Okay, fast money. But so harm should be eliminated. Okay, please do not involve with any business or investment that we do not know about it. Okay, we do not know who are the founder, what are the activities that they conducted. Everything is gharar, uncertain. Please do not involve with it. Okay. Okay, set the pricings. Okay, the fourth one example. So set the pricing of goods and services and the or the financing. The price of the goods and services financing shouldn't bring harm to any parties. To the parties that provide the goods and also to the parties that receive the it should be fair. And then five, wealth management, we need to manage our wealth. Is basically to prevent the family from being harmed or deprived of basic needs. Okay, so the cost of wealth management is very important, or wealth planning, financial planning is also very important for us to plan our financials, and at the same time we avoid any harm to ourselves and to our family. So wealth management is very important. Okay. And then selling, and last example, selling and trading. When someone is in great needs of something, the seller who knows they sell him at a very high price. This is not allowed. We take advantage over others' difficulties. Some scholars consider this as a form of riba, profit, which is prohibited in Islam. We make a profit, excessive profit, out of others' burden. Okay, because of they are like a along business, all people that are in need will approach them. So at the same time, they take advantage over them, they give, they help them, but at the same time, they charge a very high profit or interest, okay, to the needy. So it is prohibited because it will bring harm to the other party who are in it in future. Huh? Okay, the branches of this maxim, harm is not to be removed by harm. We want to remove harm, and at the same time we commit harms also. Like we do not want to let's say seek loan from the conventional banks, and we approach a loan. So both are harmful. Tak boleh. Harm is not to be removed by harm. Okay. Averting harm takes precedence over achieving benefit. So between harm and benefit, we must take care of the harm first. Okay. So private harm is to be borne in order to ward off public harm. So meaning that public harm is more to be concerned compared to the private harm, because of public harms will affect the whole society larger community, rather than private harm. Maybe a few of individuals will affect. Okay. Like say we want to clean our house area, then we burn the rubbish. So it's okay, it's good for us because we can manage to clean our house area. But at the same time, it bring air pollution to the public, to the whole area. So this one, it is prohibited. So the greater harm is to be removed by a lesser harm. Not a greater harm is to be removed by more greater harm. Okay. So that's all. The Prophet ﷺ said, remember Allah during times of ease, and He will remember you during times of hardships. Not only during our hard times we remember Him. So during our luck times or our ease times, masa senang pun kena ingat. We have to remember Him every time. Okay, remember Allah every time, not only during our hard time. Okay. Okay, that's all for today's topic. Okay. So any question? Any?
Madam,
Yes.
Assalamualaikum. I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
What about if we taking the risk in an investment to
Hmm?
get a profit?
Okay. Risk to risk excessive tak?
What you mean? Risk excessive?
Excessive risk tak? Risk that is macam um let's say, okay, we want to make investment. So we use all our wealth. Maksudnya, we have saving 10,000. We use 10,000, all the saving, 100% of our saving we make investment.
Just like that.
Kalau macam tu tak boleh. Okay, we cannot, because the investments always in risk, risky. Kan, investment basically risk. When the investment no profit or loss, so we will lose our money. So in that case, all the savings will be gone because of that investment. So cannot lah in that situation. But if you have saving 10,000, but you make investment 3,000 out of your saving, you still have balance of 7,000 to survive in your life. So when something happen to your investment, it will not affect your entire life, your family, your wealth, langsung dah tak ada. Yang tu boleh lah. Kalau nothing wrong with investment, but if the case is you use all your saving, your money, the investment, so it should be prohibited. It should be removed and it should be avoided lah. Okay. Sebenarnya buat investment tu okay, no problem. But if the investments will affect your life, your family, your wealth, so you should avoid the investment. And then there are also types of investment, low risk, medium risk, and high risk of investment. So need to plan the investment or the financial matters carefully, properly. Okay, so that it will not affect your life. Okay, brother.
Okay, thank you, madam. Get it.
So overall investment okay. But tengok kepada situation. Okay. Ada question?
Assalamualaikum, madam.
Wassalam, Azwan.
I have a question regarding the criteria for something to be considered harm. So we have learned that there are basically 4 criteria, isn't it? So, so my question is it for something to be considered a harm, all the 4 criteria must be present at the same time, or is it enough only for the one criteria to be present to be considered harm?
Okay. So the criteria can be any of the criteria, not the 4 criteria at the same times. Then we must remove it. Any. Salah satu
Alright.
pun jadi. Salah satu. Any of the criteria. Okay. Then we should remove that kinds of harm.
Alright, madam. Noted on that.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Ada question? Tak ada dah, sisters? Tak ada eh? Sisters, no question? I stop record first.